In these last 2 years, I've had some of the greatest and some of the scariest times in my life. Some of the greatest because I met the love of my life, and I got my first big boy job 2 years after out of college, hoping, searching, finding a job as a civil engineer. But one of the scariest times came when my wife and I started thinking, okay, now that we're going to create a life together, what does that mean? What does that mean for our finances, for any lives we bring into our home? And we listened to Dave Ramsey. And Dave Ramsey, if you don't know, he gives great financial advice. If you're in dire straits financially, listen to his talks. But one of the things that he said was, if you're looking for a rental home, do not pay more than 25% of your take-home pay. And so I'll give you all a little secret. When I first started, I was just making a little under 50 grand, and that's what I'm making today, more or less. And I looked around, and I couldn't find anything in Utah County. I was finding things in the 800s, the 900s, but that 700, that sweet spot, the take-home pay, there weren't very many. I checked in today on Zillow. There are 8 total places for rent available in all of Utah County, not just Orem. It got so bad that I had to do 3 applications and and each one of them failed because someone else came at the last moment and paid cash and got the place before I could get in. It got so bad that 1 week away before I was to move out of my place and start my life with my wife, I didn't have anything. I had money in the bank, I had a job, but I had no place to live. And thank goodness a place opened in Orem, and I am so grateful to be an Orem resident right now. But I am here talking to you today because there is a serious issue when it comes to affordable housing. And we have faced this before. If any of you know who George Romney is, that's the father of Mitt Romney. And back in the day, he was in charge of housing and urban development. And I actually have a printout article right here talking about national housing crisis is reflected in need for greater residential development in Orem. In the 1970s, this is not a new problem, but it requires, every time it pops up, for us to make new solutions. And back then, the solutions were time to turn the orchards into residential neighborhoods, time to add in trailer park homes, time to add in apartments. And that's what worked then. And maybe some of you were in that boat where you were just like me, starting out nervous, trying to figure out how you're going to start this new life. And maybe you benefited from having a home that was in your price range, or a grant from HUD, or any number of things. But I'm standing here today because we can demonize high-density development, or we can find ways for it to work for us. We can redevelop places, not bulldoze the neighborhoods. We can do mixed-use zones. We can use our neighborhood plans, which I showed up to and I helped contribute with, and we can look at our master plans. At the end of the day, I want to make sure that we have responsive and responsible development. And I'm hoping as a civil engineer that I can weigh in on that. And I can say, yeah, we're not going to bring an apartment in until 1, the neighbors are in agreement, 2, the developers can give an affordable price for what they're about to build, and 3, that we have the infrastructure there to take them. I want to also make sure that we have enough officers to handle all of the incoming people. And finally, I want us to have sustainable growth. Sustainable financially, sustainable environmentally, and I want us to keep our lifestyle here. And I believe that we can still be Family City, USA, if we let everyone and their family come in to live here where we can let them. My name is David Halliday, and I would really appreciate your vote. Thank you so much.